Y'all having fun at the convention this weekend? Yeah. Anybody go to the zombie walk? Yeah. All right. Well, let's get this shit started. John, you want to come out here? No! Come on. Do it! Ready?
Thank you for coming, John.
Hey, you didn't like family, you fuckers. Family, I thought, fuck them, I'm not coming out. Welcome to Spooky Empire. This looks suspicious.
It's on.
No.
Give him a blue one.
Hello? Well,
That's all that matters. Okay, we love you. We love you.
All right. First off, you've done, I don't know, like every great movie I can think of, from Coming to America.
Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Goodfellas, Wizard of Oz. I did that.
So I was gonna, start off by asking some questions out of the audience, and I'm from Chicago originally, and Blues Brothers is one of the ultimate, Chicago movies.
It's interesting because most of a lot of the Chicago that's in the Blues Brothers doesn't exist anymore.
No.
They tore down Maxwell Street. Now it's like a mall. They've really cleaned it up.
I don't know, probably about.
It's gonna get real boring.
Yeah. 2-3 months ago, and yeah, just from what it was back then to now.
Yeah, now it's clean and safe. It's terrible.
Yeah, let's start off by
Hello?
anybody. Yeah, there we go. Anybody have any questions?
How old is that baby? Oh, that's the same baby. I know that baby.
Where were you?
Okay, what? Ask me something.
All right, the guy right there in the newsy hat.
John, can you tell us what's going on with Burke and Hare? Burks and Hare, what's going on with that crime?
Burke and Hare.
Yeah.
Do you know who Burke and Hare were in real life? Thank you. One educated person. Burke and Hare in real life were, they're most famous as grave robbers. In fact, they never robbed a grave. I'll just tell you the true story very quickly of Burke and Hare, the absolute true story. There was an Irish immigration in Scotland in like 1800, 1801. They came as cheap labor to dig the canals. And by 1827, the canals were dug. So you had basically a criminal underclass of Irish people in Edinburgh. Edinburgh was the center of the world for medical teaching in 1827. Now what do you need then, and what do you need now to teach medicine, to teach surgery? Dead bodies, right. And where do you get the dead bodies? Well, the schools, would get the dead bodies from the state. People who died indigent on the street, people who died in prison, executed prisoners, homeless people. But in Edinburgh, there was still is, the Royal College of Surgeons, the University of Edinburgh School of Anatomy, Dr. Munro's College of Surgery, a lot of other institutions. And in 1827, there's not gaslight yet, it's still campus. And it's basically Regency, it's Georgia. It's before Victoria. There have been 14 movies made based on Burke and Hare, including Body Snatchers, with Karloff, another one with Karloff and Lee called Corridors of Blood. And let's see, The Doctor and the Devils, which was written by Dylan Thomas. What else? The Burke and Hare. There have been like 14. Flesh and the Fiends, which is the best one. There you go. What?
Angus Shrimp's I Bury the Living.
Not really. Yeah. But anyway, but those films are all based on Burke and Hare, and they're all horror films. The story of Burke and Hare is that medical students actually were the real culprits who did most of the grave robbing at the time, because you needed fresh cadavers. Now these doctors, you've seen those surgeries where they're like theaters. The students would come, but not only students, it was entertainment. People would come to watch surgeries and dissections. There was no anesthetic. It was pretty gruesome. And you need dead people to cut up. So there was a shortage of dead people, basically, and this started this rash of grave robbing that became really endemic. I mean, really bad. Has anyone ever been to Edinburgh in Scotland? If you go to Greyfriars Cemetery or go to any of the cemeteries, you'll see these weird, like, cages and all kinds of stuff. They went to great lengths to try to protect the bodies. They used to rent these iron cages that they'd hammer in the ground over the coffin once it was buried, just for 3 weeks. You rented it for the weeks, 3 weeks, because within 3 weeks the body would be rotten enough that it was no good to the doctors. It was quite the thing. Have you ever heard the word ghoul? Do you know what a ghoul is? It's a grave robber. That's what it really means. Also resurrectionist, bag and sackum boys. There are all these great words for it. Well, the true story of Burke and Hare is that William Burke and William Hare were two Irish layabouts who figured out a way to eliminate the middleman. They just killed people. They killed 16 people for a man named Dr. Knox, a very famous surgeon. And it became, it was like Jack the Ripper. It was a big deal. And when they finally caught Burke and Hare, Hare got off by turning state's evidence against Burke. But Burke was hung. 28,000 people came to watch him hang. And if you go to Scotland right now, go to Edinburgh, you can go to the University of Edinburgh College of Anatomy, surgeons at the anatomy, and go in the museum and you can see William Burke. He's on display, his skeleton. And if you go to the police museum, there's a wallet made from William Burke's skin. And if you go to the Royal College of Surgeons, you can see it says, Burke's skin notebook is beautifully engraved in gold on this notebook made from Burke's skin. Does anyone hear mercenaries? Have you ever heard the expression to Burke somebody? That's a way of killing someone. With one, you hold fingers over the nose, and you hold them down, and it's a way of killing somebody without showing marks. Because if you're going to kill people to give to surgeons you don't want like knife wounds and things like that. So Burke and Hare were real guys, and it's a real story, and they're very famous in the UK. Simon Pegg is playing Burke, and David Tennant is playing Hare, and we are doing it with all the murders, grave robbing, as a romantic comedy. And we shoot this January in Edinburgh and London for Ealing Studios.